Hey everybody, so we are going to go in with look number 1 with the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. If you haven't seen my review already, you should definitely go check it out. Today we are going to go from lightest to darkest, so look number 1 is going to be the lightest of the 3, and look number 3 is going to be the darkest. Today's look is going to be a gray-toned, soft glam type vibe. So I'm going to start out by priming my, that's not my eye primer, look at me trying to do things without looking. I'm going to start out by priming my eyes with my NARS eyeshadow primer. Open up my little mirror here. And today I'm just going to blend it in with my finger, but I have blended in with a brush in the past. It's just personal preference. But today I'm going to use my finger. Alright, so I'm going to grab a bunch of fluffy brushes like I normally do, and we are just going to go in for a soft glam vibe. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this slightly dense brush from, I believe it's Luxie. This is their 250 large eye blending brush. And I'm going to go in with a combination of Burial Gown, and Casket Ready, which are these two light shades here on the bottom. Sorry, I know I'm backlit again. It's just where my outlet is to plug in my monitor, and just sorry. But these are some like kind of off-white ivory shades, and I'm just gonna put that in the crease here. And I'm gonna go in with a light hand, and I'm gonna be gripping the brush down at the bottom so that I can blend it out as I go. I use circular motions to kind of blend it in. And I definitely start out with a light hand and build as I need to. But because these are so light, I'm not really going to build them up because we're just going to put darker colors on top of it. I might build them up like one layer or so. Next I'm going to go in just a tad darker, and I'm going to add the color Obituary right down here and a little bit of Last Respects. And these are a little more brown toned than gray toned, but they're so light that they will be able to blend in with the gray really well. And I'm taking that same brush and just doing the same technique and blending them together. But this is just going to add a little bit more depth than what the first two did. Sorry, I keep looking over at my monitor, make sure you guys can see me. Okay, so I've zoomed in a bit for you guys so that you can really see my eyelids, so you can see that there's a little bit of depth in the crease, but nothing too dark. So now I'm going to go in with the color Life Insurance, which is right here. And I'm going to go in with a tad bit of the color Wednesday, right here. And I'm going to take a more precise brush. I'm going to use the Moda Pro BMX 430 crease brush. And we're just going to blend that into the crease, keep it a little more concentrated. A little more concentrated in the crease and more focused on the outer edge as opposed to blending inward as much. Still using the windshield wiper motions and the circles to blend it out. And I'm only going to go in with one layer of this because we're going to go in with one more color right at the end. Okay, so now I have them where I want them. Sorry, I'm a little off center. Now I'm going to go in with the last deep shade that I'm going to use, and that is a combination of the color Wednesday that I used and this color over here called Solemnly Swear. I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to focus it in the same place but even more on the outer corner. Really only going to go about halfway into my crease with this. Now what I'm going to do is take a super fluffy brush. This one is from Farrah, and I'm just going to blend that all out. Make sure everything looks the way I want it to look. And you can totally take this out in a little bit more of a wing into the crease than what I normally do. I don't personally find that winged out Winged out eyeliner looks fine on me, but winged out actual eyeshadow isn't my favorite look on me personally, so I just tend to keep it exactly where my crease is. But that's just personal preference. If you want to wing it out, absolutely do that. It's just not my thing. So now for the lid, I'm going to take a combination of Burial Gown, which is the first color that I used here, and a little bit of Goodbye, which is a slightly shimmery gray. So I did want to put a little bit of shimmer into this look just because I love shimmer and I think shimmer just looks good on everybody. So I'm just going to add that right to the lid. And I'm using my finger to do this, but you can totally just use a brush if that's what your preference is. And then I'm going to take that same, if I can find it, I'm going to take that same two dark combination that I took very last and just deepen up that crease just a little bit more so you can really see the contrast from the lid color to the crease color. And even blend it a little bit down onto the lid in this outer corner here. And I'm taking that same fluffy brush I did first time and just blending that out again. Okay everyone, so I have gone ahead and done my winged liner and mascara off camera, so now we're just going to finish up the look with the highlight, both brow bone and inner corner, and the lower lash line, and then we will go ahead and catch up for the next look. But first we're going to go ahead and do the brow bone highlight, and I'm going to take this color here called Death Glow, which is this like bright white color here down at the bottom row. I'm just going to take that on a small accent brush and just apply that to my brow bone. And then I'm also going to take that same color Death Glow along with the color Treasure from my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette, you guys have seen that before, and put that on my inner corner. And then last but not least, we're going to go ahead and do the lower lash line. And for that, I'm going to take a combination of Life Insurance and Wednesday. And I'm just going to put that on my lower lash line and smoke out. And I'm only going to take it about halfway into the lower lash line. That's just my personal preference on how I like to do my lower lash line. It helps keep the eyes a little wider because you're not smoking it out all the way in, and so you can really focus on that inner corner in the inner half of the eye. I'm going to go ahead and smoke it out just with this fluffy brush right here from Satina. This is the round angled shadow brush. So that is everything that I have for look number 1, and now we're going to move on to look number 2. Hey everybody, welcome back for look number 2 using the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. So I'm not even going to do an introduction, we're just going to go right into it. All I'm going to say is that this look is going to be a little more foxy than the first one. It'll still be a little more on the lighter tones just because that's what I find I'm really drawn to with this palette. But it's going to be a little more smoky, a little more sultry, and it's going to be following through with that foxy eye trend that's going around right now. I saw a bunch of YouTubers do tutorials with it and I found it really, really interesting. And so I'm kind of putting my own Jeffree Star Cremated twist on it. So I'm just starting out by priming my eyes. And I'm going to keep you guys zoomed out for this one because it'll be a lot easier to kind of show you what I'm doing with this zoom out as opposed to really close in my eye. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tape around my eyes. I know they say don't do this. I just don't think I'm talented enough to do it without it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put it a little more flat than what I would normally do. Normally I would arch it more up towards my eyebrow to get like a good wing. But this time I'm going to put it a little bit more flat to get that foxy eye look. So something like this. Don't know if you can see that there. That's the line. So I want it to really elongate my eye. You guys like my little tape holder? It's a little donut. And it doesn't have to be a super long piece of tape, whatever you're comfortable with. Go. Make sure they're even. Sorry, my mirror's down here today. So the first thing I'm going to do is define the crease like normal. So I'm just going to get my crease brush, and I'm not going to go in with my super fluffy but dense brush. I'm going to go right in with my Moda brush, and I'm going to take the color here called Eulogy. It's this guy right here. And I'm just going to put him right into my crease and blend into that tape. Here, I'll do this up here. And you can see, hopefully, is a pretty pigmented color, so you don't need a lot of it. But I'm just going to blend it right into that tape and really elongate the shape. But I'm going in with a very light hand. I am getting a little bit of kickback up in the pan, just so you guys know. I'm putting this in my crease and slightly above it, and I am blending this very gently all the way into the inner corner of my crease. And then I'm going to take my fluffy, not dense brush and just blend that out really softly so that there's still color, but it's not super harsh or precise. I'm especially going to buff out the edges up towards the brow bone. Alright, so now we're going to super quickly go in with a lid color, and I like to do something light for this because I think it really contrasts what's going to happen next. So I'm going to go in with the shade, I'm going to take a combo of Casket Ready, which is this white here, and this off-white next, the off-white is Casket Ready, the white next to it is Death Glow. So you can kind of see it. I know it's a little black backlit right now, but it's going to be these two colors right here. And I'm just going to take those on my finger, as I normally do. Sorry, itchy nose. And I'm just going to put that right on the lid. And I am going up to the crease with this, and we will kind of take a lighter shade and blend in the crease with the lid in a little bit. Alright, so now to kind of blend that, I'm going to go in with Life Insurance, which I will show you right now. I'm going to go in with Life Insurance right here. It is a lighter gray than what we put in the crease. A little bit of Life Insurance and just a tap, a singular tap of the color Eulogy. And just blend that crease again. Out of the way. And if you lose the lightness of the lid color, definitely go back in and edit as necessary. Tap just a little bit more on there. Alright, so now I'm going to take a really small, thin brush. I'm going to take this guy right here. This, I believe, is a lip brush. I just don't use it as one. And I'm going to take the color Hearse, which is the black in the palette, and I'm going to smoke that from the outer corner of my lid right here at the lash line, and smoke it up and slowly just start to build in to the smokiness. And so you can probably figure out we're not going to be doing liner today. We're just going to be doing the smoked out black on the lid. I'm just going to take that and blend that to kind of meet that crease right there. I'm just using back and forth motions. Maybe a little bit of padding if I need some more pigment. Or I'm just going to blend that in. And you can make this as deep and intense as you want, but because it's smoky, I'm going to keep it a little bit lighter. And I'm taking it around halfway, very thinly blending it to about 3/4, but I'm going to completely ignore this inner corner here. There we go, you see that? And the other eye now. Oh, this tape is definitely pulling down on one of my lower lash lines. This is why you don't use tape, people. Do what I say, not what I do. So if you can get this shape without tape, expert. I just can't. I know I could in theory go back and like do a really messy thing and then clean it up later. That's just not how I like to do things unless I absolutely need to. I just prefer to get it one and done. Okay, so now that I've gotten it the angle and the pigment that I want it to go, I'm going to take a small angled brush And I'm going to go in with a little bit of the color Life Insurance and a little bit of Solemnly Swear, which is this color right here. It's a little darker than what we put into the crease. And I'm going to kind of blend out that corner there. Smoke it out with something a little bit lighter. I'm not going to do a lot of this. And I'm going to blend upwards. This just adds a little bit more smoke to it. Makes it a little bit foxier. Now don't get me wrong, this is probably not a super like foxy eye compared to what a lot of other YouTubers have done. I'm gonna be real, I wasn't crazy about the whole foxy eye trend, so I didn't really watch any of those videos. This is just something that I came up with on one of the days that I was trying out this palette, and I thought it was kind of cool, so I figured I'd show it to you. And then if you need to, I'm just gonna go in and kind of clean it up just a little bit, especially this side. This side got a little funky. Hey guys, so I just went ahead and put on some mascara and the base of my face, and so we are just going to finish up with the lower lash line mascara, all that good stuff, and the rest of the face, and then we'll move on to look number 3. So for the lower lash line, I'm taking this angled eyeliner brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of Eulogy and Life Insurance like I did before, and just put that on my lower lash line and blend it into the line that we created up top. And again, I'm only going to go about halfway into my eye, and then on the outside of it, I'm just going to put a little bit of that black just to connect it to the black that's on the outer half. And then I'm just going to take a brush and blend it out. Any brush will work. Take this super fluffy one right now. I always seem to get a better blend on my left eye. I don't know what it is about that one. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of mascara on that, and I'm going to go in with my CoverGirl Lash Blast. This is what I wear all the time on my lower lash line. Alright, so we are done with the eyes. This is what they're looking like. Very elongated. So now I'm going to go in with bronzer, and for bronzer I'm going to be using the Physician Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm just going to be taking, let's see what bronzer I want to use. I'm going to use this super dense brush to apply it, and then I'm going to use a much fluffier brush to blend it out. I'm going to stamp it on, and I always just do it on the outer E3 line of my face, whatever you want to call it. Definitely blend down the neck, of course. And then I would just do a little bit of a line down my face. And I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and blend that out. I never put on a lot just because, I don't know, I don't feel the necessary need to have a super tan face, but that's just me. I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush. I'm just going to use this angled brush here, and I'm going to go in with the Ciate London Marbled Light blush in the color Dusk. Looks like this, very similar to an Hourglass ambient lighting. Look at that. Okay. And again, I try to go in with just a little bit. I know it's kind of hard to see because I'm backlit right now. I promise I'm going to figure out my lighting situation eventually. But for now, backlight is what you're gonna get. I always blend up my temple a little bit. And then for highlight, I'm going to go in with the Estate highlighter in Do Me. Y'all have seen this so many times, it's not even funny. And then I also just realized that I forgot accent colors. So I'm going to do the color Treasure from the Rainforest to the Sea palette, along with a little bit of Diamond Ashes, which is that super duper glittery, chunky white color from the Cremated palette, and I'm just going to put that in the inner corner. I'm not going to worry about highlighting my brow bone today. You can totally see the difference, right? I hope you can. I know I can. Just want something super bright on the inner corner. And then last but not least, I'm just going to go in with a dark brown lipstick. This is my favorite lipstick. You guys know my opinion on this lipstick. But you totally just use any brown that you have in your collection. And I'm really just putting on one layer of that color. And then I'm going to go in with my MAC lipstick in the color Velvet Teddy. I'm just going to put that right on top. And this is everything that I have for look number 2. And so now we're going to go on to the darkest, most smoky color of them all with look number 3. Alrighty everybody, so we are back for look number 3 with the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. I'm very excited to film this one. This one has got me the most nervous because I haven't done this one before. I know exactly how I want it to go, but you know, I like to just film tutorials on a whim and hope that they work out, and if they don't work out then I don't post them. But I am very excited for this look because it's very deep and smoky and sultry and bombshell, and I've never really done anything like that on myself. I typically do like soft smoky glam, and so this is totally something new for me. I'm very, very excited. I've already primed my eyes because you guys have seen me do that in the past two clips. I haven't had enough coffee today. Past 2 clips, so I'm just going to jump right in and hope to goodness that this works. So I'm going to start out with the same brush that I did last time, my Motor Crease brush. You guys see me use this all the time, you know how this goes. And I'm going to go right in with the color Solemnly Swear, which is up here in the second row. It is a very cool gray, yeah, it's a cool gray, very dark, smoky, and I'm gonna go right into the crease with that. And I'm gonna take a hefty amount because, like I kind of said before, this is gonna be the deepest, darkest look out of all of them, so I want this to be pigmented. I'm going to focus it definitely on the outer crease, but as there's less product on my brush, I am going to blend inwards. But for now, we're just gonna focus it on the outer half, and I am going to put it on my lid a little bit. And as I kind of did before, I'm holding down towards the bottom of the brush so I have a little bit more control and it blends softer and smoother. Now that there's less product on the brush, I'm going to go into that inner half. I'm going to put a little bit more on the brush, focus on that outer edge. And now, just to blend this out and make it a little bit more buffed and blended, I'm going to take my big fluffy brush that I always use to blend. You guys have seen me use this a billion times. I'm just going to blend this out super gently. Okay, so now I'm going to add an even darker color, and this is only going to go on the outer half of the crease. Very, very slightly blended in past that, but it's really going to be mainly focused on the inner crease, or excuse me, the outer crease. And because of that, I'm going to go in with a little thinner, more precise angled crease brush. And I'm going to go in with a combination of RIP, which is up here, and Grave Digger, which is over here. One is a little cooler gray and one is a little bit warmer, or a little more neutral toned. And those are going to go on the outer corner. I did tap off the brush, get off the excess. I'm going to kind of stamp it where I want it. And now I'm going to go in with that first crease brush and just gently blend it out. This is the initial blend, and then we'll go in with that big fluffy brush and get the other blend. And because this brush will still have a little bit of product from the first color, then that will help the two combinations of color blend seamlessly together. And I'm using windshield wiper motions, but every once in a while I'm like throwing in a nice circular blend. Alright, one last trick to get the crease the way I want it, which we will be going back and touching up a little later. The last thing that I want to do for this crease is put a little bit of the black on the outer half. Again, I want this to be super dark and smoky and sultry. And just very, very deep. So I'm going to take that same angled brush that I did before and just stamp it right here on this outer corner. And again, just kind of take that first brush and buff that in a little bit. And then take the bigger, fluffier brush and blend that in. Okay, so now I've gotten it the way that I want it, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my crease. Okay, so as you can see, I have cut my crease, and now we're going to go in with the lid colors. So we're going to go from the inner corner to the outer corner, and as we go outward, we're going to be darkening. So we're going to start out really bright in the inner corner. You guys know I love a really bright inner corner. So I'm going to take that combination of Death Blow and Diamond Ashes and put that in the inner corner and probably like inner third of my lid. And I really want this to be bright, so I'm going to go ahead and dampen a brush, kind of go ham, and make a really, really bright inner corner. I don't know how much you guys can see this because of the backlighting, but I promise it looks really pretty. I'm going to wipe that off a little bit, kind of zoom in, maybe you guys can see it, I can't tell, but next we are going to go in with this shade here called Pallbearer. It is a very shimmery, satiny gray, and that's going to go right in the center. I'm just going to go in with that same brush, dampen it up again, make it really bright. I just spritzed it on my own hand. I think I'm actually going to take this on my finger. Oh yeah, that's the better choice. I feel like I wasn't getting the payoff that I wanted with that. It's like a gorgeous gunmetal color. So stunning. And I am just going to take a little bit of that first color combination on my other finger and just help blend those two together. And then on another finger, because I have a lot of fingers for reasons, I'm going to go in with the slightly darker gunmetal color here called Mortuary Beautician. Put that right there. As you can see, I'm going for like a gradient on the eye. Super pretty. And again, just kind of do what I need to blend those two colors together. And last but not least, we're going to go in with another brush, another damp brush. Spritzy, spritzy, spritz. And I'm going to go in here with Angel of Death, which is this super dark, shimmery, gorgeous color. Absolutely stunning. And that's going to go on the very, very outer corner and blend up into the crease. And I'm mostly going to pat this on so I can get the most color payoff possible. Again, just going back and cleaning as I go. Cleaning and blending. And now to just kind of blend that crease together, I'm just going to take the same crease brush I used originally, no extra product, and just kind of clean up that crease area. If you want to put a little extra product on the brush, you can. I think I might go and put a little bit of Solemnly Swear on there. I'm definitely not going to do a lot. And it's okay if a little bit of shimmer gets into your crease. It's not a terrible thing. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. Okay, so as you guys can tell, I've gone ahead and I've put on some mascara and some winged liner, as I do. And now we're going to quickly go in with my accent color, because every single time I do this look recently, or any look recently, I apparently keep forgetting to put on highlight. And, you know, I can't even find my brush right now. We're struggling. So I'm just going to quickly go in with the color combination that I have in the inner corner, and that is Death Blow and Diamond Ashes, and put that on my brow bone as well as my inner corner as opposed to just my inner third. Alright, and now for the lower lash line, I'm going to take R.I.P. and Solemnly Swear, which are these two colors right here, and just put those on my lower lash line and blend them out. I'm also going to go in really quickly with that black color Hearse right here from the top corner, and I'm going to put that on the outer port of my outer part of my lower lash line just to add a little bit of depth and dimension to the lower lash line as well, and help it connect more seamlessly with the winged liner. This look is so smoky and dramatic. So I'm just going to blend it out using a fluffy brush like this one. Couldn't even see it, my hand was in the way. I'm struggling today, y'all. It's probably because it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not used to filming this late. Okay, and now we're just gonna go in with some lower lash line mascara. Y'all know the drill. This isn't anything new for me. And last but not least, I'm not going to put on any blush or highlight or anything because, like I said, it's pretty late in the day and I don't really need that. But I am going to put on a lip, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Velvet Teddy. If I can get it out of its bag. And then just a little bit of a gloss stick right on top of that, just to make it a little more silky smooth. And that is everything that I have for you guys, so I really hope that you enjoyed these tutorials and found them helpful with how to use the Cremated palette. I'm sure I'll be using this again in the future for future videos, but I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I cannot wait to see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all very soon. Bye everybody!